Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, second match here in Group E, and then we can, go further into Group B, but that's for the next time. So next matchup we have a deck that was very close, beating Sprite in its previous matchup, so being extra deck Monarchs, not the domain lock. It's going to take on Djinn Nekroz. So which deck has the advantage? Intriguing one, especially seeing at the votes, from the community tab, like always, is that I'm reading through the comments as well. At least I read through the comments as well, and I could see Nekroz having the slight advantage over Monarchs, extra deck Monarchs. That is simply because I feel that both decks, as people already mentioned as well in the comments, is that both decks are very similar, as in block your opponent from using its extra deck. At least, that's like the goal from Domain Monarchs, but as you know, this is extra deck Monarchs. It has an extra deck, so it's not able to use Domain at its fullest potential. Then again, and that's why I feel that Monarchs does have a chance, is that the extra deck is there, and in hindsight, like Domain Lock, it's not going to do that much against, or at least it would not have done that much against Nekroz, right? I mean, Trish is still there, as in, the ritual version. So I have no clue, like 50-50ish, I could definitely agree. Let's not talk about the first duel. This hand was terrible. What was it? Double Twin Twister, which are going out post game number 1. But again, you're not able to side tech in the first duel, and like even getting those double draw off of Kuras, double Idea again is not the best. So this was an easy quick duel for Nekroz, but it is what it is. So get trished. That's the thing. Like looking at the next games, post side tech is that there are, Mexi is there, Veilers are there, I believe 2 copies, and there is more, but more of that in a couple of moments. But stuff like Veiler is important because of Trish. There's, I guess, one card that I have to prevent from using its effect on me, and that's Trishla. Because as you know, it needs to banish one card on field, in hand, and in graveyard, right? You can't pick one of them or 2 of them. You need to banish all 3 of them, of those targets. So I thought I had like a small chance still, potentially getting the prime effect, the send back 2 to draw 1, maybe draw a 3rd, but that wasn't the case. So okay, going first post side deck, and here is where, as you see, like the brilliant fusion is actually disgusting. Sending Lazuli and Dark Witch to the graveyard, and as you know, Dark Witch being a normal monster, Lazuli triggers, get back Dark Witch, and again, because of the extra normal summon, because of Seraphinite, it's basically a double tribute summon during the first turn. So brilliant fusion plus return already is an instant Erebus, and that's Pantheism, that's Prime, etc. So this is definitely okay. If I get trished, that's fine, because already had Veiler, but you could definitely keep Veiler for Trish. Problem though is that, especially because of Manju and Senju, it could give your opponent a potential chance to put up, well, if there's not a Stormfort at their play, to put up Gorgon, the exceed that, what is it, if your opponent targets one of your cards, you can, what is it, detach, I think, and then target an appropriate card on the side of the field with that targeted effect. So something like Veiler could be important, especially if you want to go for Trishla with Gorgon next to it. So getting trished, and I guess this is fine. I have so much advantage, especially, post that Kuras play, so nostalgic for 2016, using Kuras during your opponent's turn, etc. And that's why I guess both decks are very similar as well. Same for Nekroz, is that especially if Nekroz is going first, I could see them going for like Valk and prevent my Stormfort being alive. Again, very similar to the Monarch mirror matches back in 2016. Using like Kuras during your opponent's turn, when they Stormfort, try to tribute your stuff, but Kuras your monsters away, prevent your opponent from using Stormfort against you, or on your monsters. So again, it's very similar in, I mean, both decks are actually quite similar. So anyway, Mexi again comes in clutch, but I think there's 3 of them, so going second, those are definitely insta-stable. And I mean, it's needed, otherwise, you could go for like, what is it, Lavalval chain, send Djinn maybe, going for Valk, etc, pop 2, draw 2, potential Nekroz spell searches. You could do that, but you don't want to give the deck more draws, as in Monarchs. So immediately get Erebus on field, get rid... okay, yeah, the Seraphinite was negated because of Unicorn. Okay, that's cool. The draws aren't the best, but Double Veiler is nice. And there is one tech card that I really wanted to draw here, so that's why I risked that Pantheism, maybe drawing like Ether, but there is one sneaky card, one hidden tech. We'll come back to that in a couple of moments. So the first Trishula is getting negated. Here there is no Stormfort Ether play. Thing though is that maybe was there like maybe a Gorgon play to make sure that your Trishula is going through? Then again, I'm not so sure, you know, about your resource management for Nekroz. Like, are you able to do this afterwards, you know, Valk Pop to clear your board and basically set up another Trishula play for next turn? Because, you know, there's only like, what is it, Double Veiler, Potential Veiler in the hand. So draw another Brilliant Fury, but I don't think it's live, because I have a Lazuli in hand. So sacrifice my extra deck, use or activate return, and, you know, Erebus return. I think getting something from the hand, targeting, maybe, who knows, well, it's not targeting, but picking any random card from your opponent's hand, getting in some damage that could be important for later. Now here, again, something that was written in the stars, I guess. The Trishula again hitting the field with, what is it, Nekroz, at least Cycle, I believe the name is. So Trishula again Veiler is coming in clutch. So Unicorn hits the field, and I believe Valk, okay, no, there is a potential Excite-a-Knight play here, or any other rank 4, but again, I don't want to risk the Excite-a-Knight, so I'm going to Stormfort Ether, plus Kuras to draw 2. Again, return paid off, and potentially drawing the tech card. Like, look at this, I have 13 cards in my extra deck, and there are 3 copies of that potential MVP against Nekroz in the deck still. So I was like, come on, where is it? Still no draws, and you know, there's 3 copies in a 12 card deck. So going for Durandal. Durandal is again fantastic, again like Mulligan, so hopefully draw the card, but I don't. But because I use Durandal's Mulligan effect, I make my Brilliant Fusion live, sending back the Lazuli, so this gets me back in the duel completely. Crystalling on field, so that's superb. And now, you know, I shut down my own extra deck by using Idea Eidos. You know, just go for your extra deck plays first and then use those. But here finally, Mask of Restrict. The Eclipse could come in clutch, as you know, like during the end phase, draw cards equal to the amount of monsters flipped face up. That potentially could have been like 5, but I still had my Tribute Summon, so only 3. But it's really close. And here, the, whatchamacallit, probably, but correct me if I'm wrong, the Book of Moon should have been used on Crystal Wing. Maybe an Eclipse? Was Eclipse there? Maybe, oh no, maybe you could indeed keep Eclipse potentially for deck out. Like here, this should be the turn I should potentially make a big push. And here is again where extra deck Monarchs comes into play. Go for Heliopolis, I believe the name is. Potentially, you know, forcing or popping any form of disruption like Vanity's Emptiness or whatever. And now I should be able to go for game. So not needing the Mask of Restrict in this matchup. Again, not giving information. I mean, it's there. Obviously, it's there, but, you know, you still need to side tick it. Okay, next game. So going second, and I was like, yeah, let's Veiler the Manju / Senju. Again, not giving them a search. I mean, it could lead to Unicorn, Lavalval Chain, and more draws potentially. So I was like, okay, let's go for that one. This is definitely not a strong start. Kuras cannot attack. And that's a problem, since now there could be, if there's another Manju Senju, especially after this, like I'm set back way behind. This I probably lost, even though there's a potential Maxi and another Veiler in hand. But there is no follow-up play, so this is cool, and this is one of the best top decks, I guess, Erebus. So getting rid of the back row, you know, telegraphing maybe like an Emptiness or a Typhoon or something like that, and set 2. That's nice. Cycle, you know, tries to connect, use Maxi for extra draws, draw Mask of Restrict, again fantastic, and, you know, I try to get those prime draws. That's definitely solid. I mean, you could, you know, want to get that second prime in the graveyard, but as you saw, I think I have, you know, multiple Monarch spells and trap spells in the graveyard, and those could rank up, right, those potential pluses. And I do have some plays. Banish Pantheism to get a Monarch spell and trap, discard one, get back Erebus, you know, use a field spell, and getting another draw, you know, potentially drawing Brilliant Fusion. That was one of the targets I definitely wanted to draw, you know, don't, at least not using Stormfort to not block myself from the extra deck. So go for Durandal, which also has an on-field monster effect negation, don't forget that. Plus it could mulligan the hand on like a ritual summon, so that's cool. Drop Erebus, leave Idea on field, get a Surge Ether, so there is a Stormfort Ether play ready. I have a monster negation on field, a double tribute summon, this could potentially be game. We know there's a Velk set, again that explains the pass in the previous turn, but look at this. Stormfort Ether play, a draw, maybe drawing next CR Veiler, who knows, Durandal for Mulligan or the monster effect negation on field, which this is fine, just wait for Trishula and Mask of Restrict. Mask of Restrict against Nekroz is cool, problem though is that some of the mirrors, some of the ritual spells, they don't tribute. Like, what is it, Kaleidoscope potentially sends one from the extra deck, or I believe this one, the one that banishes from the graveyard, so it doesn't tribute. But like Mask of Restrict does hit, or at least could hit the deck to potentially stun them, like here. It hits Cycle at its fullest potential, no Trish, no, what is it, the big guy, the big 3k guy that targets the set. But this is just too much. Again, another brilliant fusion, so broken. Another rank 5 Exceed play, not locking myself from my extra deck just yet. Now I do, I think. Idea Eidos, I mean, this is fine. Shark Fortress, I believe the name is, yeah, double attack on Idea, doesn't matter. And this is more than enough to attack for a game. So, a really nice game. The extra deck did come in clutch, but I think the effect failures definitely helped out. But, you know, stuff like Durandal, very nice. That mulligan effect on the ritual summon plus monster effect negation, that was so sweet. So really nice. Next one. Who has this? Dragon Rulers or Demise OTK? Feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like. If you enjoyed the video, Likum signing out. Peace.